Hello, I'm Tracy Diane. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for those who are watching my videos. So for my last video, or which was on ChakaCon, I have 121 viewers on that, and that's the highest I've had so far. And I got 21 subscribers. Thank you. And I have many more that I have already done, and there's also, of course, I plan to do more videos. Subscribe to me if you want, if you'd like to see more, and let me know whether you like it or not. And let's get going to the next topic. Okay, the topic is a movie that I just saw this Monday, Killers of the Flowers Moon. It's a Western crime drama released in October 2023. It's based on a book under the same title by David Gran. The movie was directed by Martin Scorsese and cast as Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, and Lily Gladstone. If you haven't seen it yet, do see it. I think it's good to see. The plot is about these Indians in Oklahoma, and they discovered oil on their land, and because they found this oil, they became very wealthy and had lots of money and living a good lifestyle for themselves. Uh, the federal government has created a law where a white man is going to be uh, a guardian to these Indians to help with their uh, to manage their money. William King Hale, played by De Niro, is one of these guardians, and he also claims to be a good friend of these Indians. But he's also part of a conspiracy that gets these Indians to get to the money. And and there was many other people apart in this conspiracy who would somehow find a way to get to this money. One part is that, uh, well, Hale has these two nephews, and they marry into this family, uh, and when one dies, they will inherit the money. Well, mysteriously, uh, they that these Indians are killed based on who gets the money or who inherits the money, and the what and it's based on who gets money from that inheritance. And of course, the whole idea is getting that money for themselves. And of course, somehow these deaths are kind of mysterious to these Indians. They don't understand why this is happening and who's doing it. And of course, try to get people. They try to get people to help them in the area, and they couldn't get help for some reason. Somebody gets killed, or they're just part of the cover up. And then one of the last straw is that these there's a group of these Indians that went, since the locals wouldn't help them, they go to Washington for help, and uh, the law enforcement through the government in Washington State, they did bring in help for these Indians, and they investigated, and they find out who playing what role into getting this money. Anyhow, and there's a trial at the end, and I would have to say the justice uh, wasn't right. I mean, they would get like life sentence, but uh, they would get lighter. They'd get parole at an earlier stage, and to me, that was like a slap on the wrist. I know if it was turned around, if these murders were happening to white men or white people, they would get a maximum. Who doing this will get the maximum sentence. And I think, especially at the when it's that big of a crime, and that's one thing about this crime is that it's huge, and I surprised something like this should be in the history books. It just kind of I just come wondering why it hasn't, and I kind of have an idea because they're Indians, because they're not white men, uh, or they're not the person it's happening to is not white, and whereas white men has to play nice or seem to be nice and good, and so they cover up anything that sounds horrible. I mean, heaven forbid that people know that they're not always perfect. And and then there's another thing for me. I live in Kansas, and now I get it was never been in his story books, but like I said, I'm from Kansas and born in the '60s. Now this was happening like 1920s, somewhere around there. I mean, some of those Indians uh, who were part who had any association with this crime uh, would still be alive in my earlier lifetime. So it's a surprise to me. I have never heard about this. Not in any kind of a conversation area, or where people would gather and talk, and any kind of association. It never came up, or there was nothing came up about that thing. So it's just surprised me that I never heard about this, and it should be. I think keeping quiet on this is not good, and what white man has done to Indian is not right. And to have guardians to help with the Indians, that's insult. I find that as an insult. I mean, I'm sure they're a lot more talented than that white man has ever given the uh, any credit for, and but things like this is still happening, and I think it's partly because we are keeping secrets. We cover it up if anything bad happens. And, I mean, it really makes me question about our history. There's a lot that we don't know, and we should know. So, what can we do about that? And there are some areas where like to keep it that way. I mean, that's the whole point of banning books. They don't want something like this to keep coming out. Heaven forbid that white men look like a jerk, and they are. Well, and the music was done by Robbie Robertson. I did a video on him not too long ago. Check up on him, and it was one of the last compl- completed film score that he did before he died, and the movie was dedicated to his memory. So I will leave it to that. And happy peace to the world. Let's stop this all these wars and stuff. We don't need it.